Good evening. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Kathleen St. Caliento, and I have the privilege of serving as President and CEO of Cara Collective. It is so amazing to be marking my first Cara Gala and to celebrate this mission and all those who have been touched by it. Even if you aren't able to be in person at the Four Seasons Hotel, we know you are there in spirit. Thank you for joining us. At this year's gala, we celebrate two amazing members of our community. Our Jessie Teverbaugh Distinguished Alumni Award recipient is Orletta Garman, an inspiring example of Cara alumni who overcame addiction, heartache, and grief thanks to the support of her Cara community. Today, Orletta works at Rush University Medical Center, providing hope and care to her community, and has built a life for herself, her children, and her grandchildren. We are also honoring JP Chase as a true trailblazer for using their influence and investments to create more hope, jobs, and opportunities for communities and people who have been historically disinvested. As I listened to the stories of the critical work of JP Chase and what they're doing in our communities, and of the ebbs and flows of Orletta's journey, and how every success and every setback led her to this stage tonight, there's one thing that stands out to me, and that is the power of possibility. In my short time leading this organization, I have been able to see this power of possibility firsthand in the eyes of our participants. Recently, I met Carrie Ann, a single mom raising a 6-year-old daughter who came to Cara about 2 months ago. When I was first introduced to her, Carrie Ann was prepping for her first interview for a customer experience representative role with our friends over at BMO Harris. Just in the brief conversation that we had, I could see the hope and the possibility in her eyes as she talked about this opportunity and what it could mean for her and her daughter. I also saw the confidence that comes from hope. Carrie Ann was already anticipating having to reschedule her next training workshop with us because she was so certain that she was going to get a call back or a second interview. That conversation with Carrie Ann was just one example of the hundreds of people we serve each year at Cara who are ready to transform their lives, but they often don't know where to start. It's our responsibility to offer them that next step and to show them what is possible. One way we're doing that is by deepening our commitment to creating a more equitable economy. Many of the companies that we work with have made that commitment clear. You're learning with us what inclusive employment could truly look like. You're working alongside us on initiatives and programs designed to create more access and opportunity. And you're inviting us to a seat at the table to discuss policy and practice change. These commitments come from a great place. I believe that there is a desire for change, but sometimes the how of that isn't always clear. To that I say, let's take that first step forward together. Let's ask those tough questions. How can we do more as leaders? What will it take to create true and lasting systemic change? I'm reminded of my 6-year-old daughter's favorite movie, Frozen, and the question that Anna poses in the moment of hopelessness. What is the next right thing? And how do we do that in a meaningful way? Even in uncertainty, there is hope in what's possible. And let's be real, there is still so much uncertainty that this pandemic continues to maintain in our society. I see the toll that it has taken on us, the immense losses that we've all experienced, and yet I still see hope and possibility. Thanks in large part what came from and continues to come from this community. This beautiful community maintained its strength even as we faced truly unprecedented times. We saw big gestures of support, like raising more than $120,000 in emergency assistance for our displaced participants and the alumni, thanks to your generosity. We saw small gestures of caring, like when a handful of our staff bought and delivered lawn chairs to the residents of Sister House, one of our referral shelters. The women, many of whom were Cara participants, were unable to leave the grounds due to the city's shelter-in-place order. and they wanted an opportunity to enjoy a little sunshine. This community made that happen for them. And we continued to think about what was possible for our service delivery and how it could remain flexible to serve not just the unemployed, but the underemployed and those who saw their careers, industries upended during the past 2 years. We continued reaching our job seekers in person, through remote, through hybrid training models to ensure that they had the skills and resources needed to stay on their pathway up and out of poverty. I think about the possibility of what our return from the pandemic can bring. And I don't know about you, but I am ready to see some smiling faces again. I am ready for literal water cooler conversations, collaborations in conference rooms, hearing and seeing the hustle and bustle of our participants on our second floor. I am ready to get back to Motivation Circle. And believe me when I say that we will soon. We know that that circle is a cornerstone of who we are, a place where we gather as a community to laugh, to heal with each other, and to share what is possible. And my vision for that return to normal, it's not going to be a return to normal. It's going to be a return to better. Because the people that we serve and the communities that we're impacting deserve better than normal. They deserve the power of possibility. I've had the great fortune of being in this role for about 9 months now, and every day I think about how humbled I am to be leading this charge and to work alongside some truly passionate and innovative people. I also recognize the honor I have of being the first Black leader of such a storied organization in such a crucial and integral moment in our history. You see, like many of our participants, the odds weren't stacked in my favor to stand before you today in this role. In fact, my parents, who are Haitian immigrants, were often denied the access and opportunity needed for our family to thrive. They faced countless inequities as they fought to navigate the educational system, and they strove to be valued for their professional expertise and experience. Despite all of the systemic hurdles they faced and that they encountered, they continued to put their faith and focus on what was possible for us. And I stand before you today on their shoulders and the shoulders of so many who fought to keep alive the power of possibility. It is this possibility, this hope, that has called me for nearly the entirety of my professional career. And I do believe that this is a calling. And I believe that I am meant to be here at this time because of the work that we are doing and the work that we are about to do. We're in an exciting moment, one where we're building for the future. We're currently laying the groundwork for our next strategic plan for our enterprise. And we're dreaming big about what is possible for the next 30 years. And I am so excited to be able to share that vision of possibility with you in the coming months. We're asking ourselves, what is possible in how we can grow and expand to serve even more participants who need community and need support. We're doing it nationally with the work of Cara Plus, which is our expansion arm. In just a few short years, Cara Plus has grown the reach and impact of this organization, working with a dozen companies and nonprofits across the nation in our training labs to learn how they can best reach overlooked talent in their communities. And with our 2 affiliates in Fort Wayne and Atlanta, who co-created their own workforce development programs steeped in our methodology, and are already creating more than 100 jobs annually for their participants. But we're also seeking to expand locally, right here in Chicago, by asking ourselves, how can we embed deeper in our 77 communities? We're asking what's possible with our partnership between Cara Connects, our mission-driven staffing firm, and Northwest Housing Center that brings our services to the residents and community members of Belmont-Cragen. One way we're doing this is through Adelante, a digital literacy program with Unidos US and Verizon Wireless, and the more than 60 community residents that we've helped to train in the critical computer skills needed to be competitive in today's increasingly digital workforce. And we will continue our work with the groups like the CBO Collective and the Jane Addams Resource Corporation, and with organizations who are ready to create more equitable opportunities for overlooked communities, including an exciting project with a national employer that is bringing our training to the residents of Chatham. Stay tuned for more on that in the coming weeks. We also see what's possible when Clean Slate, our flagship social enterprise, gets their boots on the ground in a community. More than 15 years into their work, Clean Slate has transformed the landscape of more than 50 Chicagoland neighborhoods by providing clean, safe streets and more than 4,000 transitional employment opportunities. And today, I am so excited to share with you that later this summer, Clean Slate will be moving into their very own 11,000 square foot facility, marking an even more exciting new chapter and an investment in the revitalization of their new home, the Englewood community. We do all this for the people that we serve and the people we will serve, to remind them of what's possible. I believe I'm meant to be here, but I believe you're meant to be here too. Each and every one of you here tonight has answered the call, but you're here because you believe that we can do anything and that we can go anywhere as long as we hold on to the power of possibility. This may all sound a little squishy, but our belief in what's possible is what we are built on, beginning more than 30 years ago in the trunk of our dear founder, Tom Owens' car, and blossoming to 8,000 participants in 12,000 jobs with a 70% one-year same firm retention rate. This is proof of what's possible. So my ask for everyone tonight is to continue to invest in the possible. Support our participants by engaging in this community. Ask the tough questions about what diversity and inclusion can truly look like at your company and in your community. Continue to collaborate and partner with us to find new ways to create access for overlooked talent. And please, fund this mission so that we can continue to build a more equitable economy and create more hope, jobs, and opportunity for all in our next 30 years. Together, let's make the possible tangible, because it is when we hold on to what is possible that transformations truly happen. Thank you, and as we say at Cara, let's get to work.